Too many dramas though for Petrucci. Was second behind Marc Marquez, filling in a little Spargo there. Aprilia in 5th place. Then it was Jack Miller, Taka Nakagami, Pol Espargaro, Cal Crutchlow and Andros down in 14th. Franco Morbidelli 15th. Some real top speed issues evident for Yamaha this morning around Motogp World Championship. Marquez, well, he clocked through the speed trap this morning at 213 miles. Well, silly season, whether you've got one or not. It doesn't tend to lack drama and interest in Bologna. Claudio Di Menicali, Davide Tardozzi, Paolo Ciabatti and Gigi Dell'Igna, well, they'll have a special Miller
as well. He is the younger rider, perhaps. He's got a bigger future ahead of the game. He's so hard to call. They are.
I think it would be extremely harsh, as we mentioned this morning, as we pick up now Jack Miller, the man who's competing and contesting
Marc Marquez, because they really are coming into full effect at the moment. It's Jorge Lorenzo that goes quickest, but not for long. Marquez.
It's exactly why I came to see Mayo. Mayo, what do you think? You know, I've seen the timesheets and the factory Yamahas.
We improve some area, especially in the tire life and the drivability of the bike, and we know, but to manage problems in another way.
Mayo, so often, you know as a rider, so often
we can't change the specification. We have to keep this
fastest Yamaha through the speed trap, but he was only the 16th fastest motorcycle. He came through it. You can quite clearly see around Mugello and in Barcelona, as Maya Merigali points out, a long first top 6 in the drive since Valencia 2016, when of course he was on the Tech 3 Yamaha, and with a bit of slipstream behind Rossi down that long. Miller, Dovizioso and Petrucci, Pirro rather, 3 of the Ducati GP19.
That's the big thing, and he believes in himself.
Tell you what, Steve, I mean, Valentino Rossi must be absolutely sick to the back teeth of the sight of Jack Miller. That GP19 makes up its time.
Across the line there, no improvement for Miller or Pirro or Nakagami, so up even more.
Exactly, I mean, talk about motivational tools. Well, that's what Marc Marquez does. Petrucci comes, lost a bit of time in that 4th sector, but he's into 4th place. The big leg tangle from Petrucci. I remember speaking to him after the race, Steve. You know, the post-race celebrations in Mugello are some of the
challenge. The man at the top of the timesheets at the moment. Dovizioso comes here with 87 points. That is more than any other start.
It's green. We say green when you have no rubber down, so this is damage more the tire. But in the other ends, the medium and the hard, they are working very well in the front.
Just also notice that Lorenzo has the medium front. He looks like he's trying to keep that. Is that like last?
This is another part of a project that is a bit more wide than what we see so far.
We're probably going to see that on the bike of Andrea Dovizioso and Danilo Petrucci if all goes well.
Well, it obviously worked at the test, because otherwise,
as I mentioned earlier, qualifying has to improve. In fact, I did some stats on this. We were talking about this glorious record Marc Marquez has in terms of grid positions.
He hasn't qualified in the first 2 rows this year, has he? Yeah?
He's made up 39 places from his original.
Kind to Suzuki as well. You need a long memory to rewind back to when Suzuki were last victorious.
He's just gone up into 6th place and got himself into Q2 overall.
Ducati GP19. Petrucci stays in 4th place, 147.
This could go close, although he just loses it there in the final sector. Johan Zarco, well, what a disaster.
Oh dear. Bits flying off that KTM RC16. Thankfully, it's rider
non-stop. But his approach to each weekend is not matched or mirrored by anyone else. He's got his own way of doing things.
There every single time. You never see him have an Alex Rins day where he's 19th on the grid. A bad day.
Riders like that, I would have said Fogarty was like that in World Superbikes when I rode against him. Doohan, you know, at the end of it. So, yeah, it's very valuable in a team.
Yeah, you know what, and I think as well, Steve, he switched tactically this.
After the race at Le Mans, who's Marquez crew chief, and he was saying to me how this race, and you know, I think to win at any sport, that's how you have to be.
The rest of the session, because we're getting to business time here, and we'll probably get a load of social media hate for rabbiting on for too long, but he's up to 4th at the moment.
Yeah, that's a decent lap time coming in from Viñales. Marquez remounted to finish 16th. Was the last time he actually finished a race and wasn't on the post. Did that mistake or that loss of rear grip coming out of Biondetti too, cost him quite a bit of time. So there he is.
Out with a soft rear by the looks of things, and he's going to give a little bit of a time attack. Well, at Qatar, opening race of the season for Juan Mir, 21-year-old from Mallorca, 8th place. And Mogello earlier on, he's intense. Charantako, though, he had a big crash, didn't he, at turn 14. Simon's down in pit lane with some info.
One next to your name, those 5 spills, including that bizarre one in the morning warmer, which, well, it perplexed him.
An okay lap here, hard front, medium rear, 3/10 down in sector 3, although Yamahas are losing. 19th up into maybe top 10 contention across the line, just misses out, 11th place.
Late race pace, it's just that grunt off the corners where they're lacking. They've definitely made strides with that rear tyre line. 1:46 lap of the weekend here in Mugello. We are almost certainly going to be on board.
Off tyre for a push here.
Yeah, conditions are really good. We didn't see a 46. Well, it wasn't a 46.
A bit of pressure off yourself going into free practice 3 tomorrow morning here in Mugello. Cal Crutchlow's the Argentina, really, since the whole jump start. It was a good race in terms of home Grand Prix, of course, for Team LCR, and Crutchlow lifts himself up into 4th. That's not a bad.
He stays in 8th place. So the Ducati GP19 struggling for time in that 4th sector between the top 3, top 4 now, because Maverick Vinales, there he is on the number 12 machine. He's up in a 2nd place now thanks to a 47.
Paul Espargaro across the line as well for KTM, and he goes fastest. What a lap! The first into the 146s then for the Red Bull KTM.
146.863 comes in then from the Italian. Quattararo's on an absolutely stonking lap.
He was on a good lap as well, only a 10th down in sector 2. How costly could that?
6.3 is the benchmark time for Petrucci. Quattararo over the line, and he does go top. A brilliant 140.
Too hot. And in the end, had to almost lay it down on its side to prevent.
From the Italian, who's just desperate to get a decent result under his belt, back-to-back off the pace, but it's so tight MotoGP, it's only good enough for 17th place.
Oh, what a lap! Where has that come from?
From Quattararo.
Well, who would have thought it? And Davizzi's out then. Let's see what Morbidelli can do here. Can he guarantee himself a spot in the top 10 with this? No. Rins is still on a decent lap. Absolutely loving it. 1 minute ago, he was a bit sad to see Jack Miller down. And then
Colours and your rookie's fastest of the day. How does it feel?
The feeling is, yeah, of course, it's only
In the first 2 places, Danilo Petrucci is leading the factory Ducati charge. Paul Espargaro on the KTM in 14 on the circuit. Well, that would be a massive fillip for his confidence. This man
he'll come back fighting tomorrow. Brilliant pace though, as ever. He doesn't look exactly that happy either, does he?
More confidence boost for this young man. But Pecco Bagnaia, the rookie, with the big surprise on the opening day here. Jack Miller took a late tumble, but he was 9th ahead of Franco Morbidelli. Look at some of the big names not in